Hi everybody, how are you? Today we are going to talk about sharing. Sharing can be a little complicated, and the number one tip I want to give you is please don't get caught up in the who screams the loudest wins. Children, especially siblings, often get caught up in that, and it's our job to not allow that to happen, because it just creates more issues than it's worth at times. So today we're going to talk about sharing, and this comes from Danny, who left a question for me last week saying that he has got 3 young boys and he wondered if there was any tips that I had to help with sharing. So let's start with the younger ones. So children under 3 have absolutely no concept of sharing at all. So that's where we would offer children, if you've got 3 boys and they all want to play trucks, make sure you've got at least 3 trucks so that they can all have a turn at once. So that's the tip: have multiple toys when they're younger. The thing with the younger children is often when they're sharing, well, they're not sharing, but they get frustrated when someone's got something that they want, and they'll often lash out and hit, punch, kick, bite, something like that. And that is because the children actually don't have the verbal skills or the language to say what's going on for them. So it is a physical reaction. So that's why there's usually a cause for that, and obviously it's because they want the toy. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. They're not doing it because they want to be angry and aggressive. It's because they just don't have the words to express themselves. So children don't really start sharing, or they don't really start really interacting with other children until they're about 3. So they'll play alongside other children, play in the same room with them, but they don't really start making friendships or interacting until they're about 3. Then once they get to about 4, they'll start working together, and that's when they'll start making plans for play together, and they'll share ideas, and they will start to share toys independently. So how can you assist your children to share? So one of the first things is engage them in some games that allow turn taking. So that's turn taking is obviously sort of a start to sharing, because one person is having a go and then the next. So that helps the children to get the concept of sharing. So that's really important. Always model the behaviour that you want to see in your children. So, don't snatch, don't take things from other people. Obviously, if you don't want your children to do it, because we know that their eyes and ears are incredibly perceptive, and they will often say and do the same things that they see you doing. Do lots of practice sharing. So if you see them sharing, please acknowledge it, and if you see it in others, please say, "Oh, wasn't that lovely that Jenny shared her doll with Samantha," or something like that. So point it out in other people, and also just provide encouragement. So that's one of the things that you can do. And they will get better with practice. So it seems tough when they're younger, but it will get better. Remember, just because a child's playing with a toy and another toy comes up and wants a go, it really, they don't have to share then and there. Just think about if you're, for example, my husband was outside in the shed working on his motorbike, and the next door neighbour came along and said he wanted a ride. Andrew could say no, and probably would. So it's definitely okay to have those special things that you don't have to share. So don't expect children to share all of the time. with all of their toys. So that's okay. So if as they're learning to share, you might negotiate with the child that perhaps in 5 minutes that the other child could have a turn, or after breakfast the other child could have a turn, or work with them to create some kind of mechanism for them to understand that their turn will be finishing and that then it's someone else's turn. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. It was only short and sweet. Please, if you have any questions for next week that you'd like me to address, put them below. I'd really like to use your thoughts and ideas for what I talk about. And please, if you think that this can help anybody, please share. I'd really appreciate that. So the more people can see this and hopefully get some benefit out of it, the better. So thank you all for watching.